Hello, baby gangsters. This is Calvin, also known as Homer, and this is my first ever playthrough of Your Turn to Die. Should we talk to Joe again to see if he will come with us? Joe is sitting down. I'll rest a little, then get back to searching. You do what you need to do. So, let's still check around here then, of course. We had a lovely conversation with Joe. It was really, really nice. Very, very, very nice. And of course, like, it's like usual that we have nice Oh! Gombi! So that was a trigger to get Gombi to show up. Okay.
Sarah, what you doing? There was a noise on the second floor. What happened?
Huh? I'll go look. Gombi, you?
I'll remain here.
I'll leave him alone. I kind of expect him to remain here anyway, so he's not going to get involved. So there's a noise on the second floor? I'm always interested in video games how they trigger the next moment. And that obviously us talking to Joe triggered the next moment, you know what I mean? I always love that, right? But again, it's like one of those things where like, it's cool in video game form, but I also like to just see it as like kind of like, you know, the passage of time. That's what it is. We pass the time by talking to Joe and then it moved time forward, you know? It's natural while also being a game mechanic, and I always love that idea. Should we check the hallway? Whoa. The door's opened. The red door is open and it shines a bright white light. The counter above the door is 0. Don't tell me people on the second floor went in there. I want to check in the other doors first to check if everyone's okay. Let's check the black room first. See if Gin is in here. Unless you paper shredder. Oh, he's okay. Okay, he's okay. Gin is investigating the scraps inside. Maybe Gin's starting to regain his spirits too. Maybe? Yeah, okay. Okay. The kid is safe. But there's obviously other people that we need to have safe as well. So should we check out this room then? What the hell? Like, I thought it was going to be a thing where we needed the right amount of people or something. Red door is open and shines bright white light. The counter above is 0. Don't tell me people. Yeah, let's go inside. I want to see what's in here now. This is very, very... It's making me very curious. It'd be dangerous to enter. I'll just take a peek. I carefully stuck only my head into the room. And then... Someone shoved me from behind? What? With that, I lost consciousness. Someone shoved us. This is going to add to the fears that there's someone going around, one of us attacking each other, right? Like what happened to So. And I think that could happen. You know what I mean? It's like one of those things where you could say it's one of the people who like kidnapped us, but are they going to take the risk of like going out in the open when Gin and Rico were just in the doorway there? You know? Oh no, it's Miley. And there's a dinner table? That's Miley, right? What the hell are we witnessing here? An extravagant feast. Miley? Miley is pictured on the screen. Oh, everyone, so other people are here too. She's terrifying.
Everyone, how are you feeling?
Miley, what did you do to me? So maybe Miley did shove us in. She could have. Miley wouldn't care about being seen, right? She wouldn't. She wouldn't care about being seen.
This is a pre-recorded video, so I'm afraid I can't answer any questions. And I want to thank you truly for taking part in the main
Wait, so going through the doorways and acceptance that you're taking part in the main game? Is that the way she's seeing it? Main game?
This is the waiting room prepared for the participants.
The Last Supper. You may fill yourself with food before the game or form a strategy. Use it however you please. Wait, but what about the other people? What is she saying?
Those who successfully beat the main game can proceed to the next floor. Hooray!
So we got shoved into this room, so we have to participate in the main game as well?
Note that those who do not exit their waiting rooms once the main game starts will die as a penalty.
Oh my god. Instantly, it's like, yeah, it doesn't matter. You're gonna die. You're gonna die.
Do keep that in mind.
Holy hell, the next floor. I will now explain the rules of the main game. Everyone please take a card you obtained while Wait, so everyone got a card? I thought it was just maybe us that got a card. So this card here, the Keymaster, written on it means it is the key to the exit. You will die if someone learns of this card. Or maybe it's not that card? What does she mean by, like... Extravagant feast. What does she mean by that, guys? Sorry if like I'm misinterpreting it completely, but Is it this thing here? Oh, here we go.
You have your card, yes? Now, I will begin to explain. The basic rules are profoundly simple. Once
Oh, I've heard this movie. We've heard this music before, right?
one person will be selected by majority vote, and that person will die.
What are you calling? That's not simple.
The vote will be split into two parts. To the first round, the preliminary vote. Half the total will then be chosen as candidates. Currently 11 are alive, so this will be 5.
So half of whoever's chosen through this vote will be chosen to be up for the final vote of who dies? Does that mean Gin and Rico were also put in here too? And Joe and everyone?
A final vote will be held using these deciding the ultimate victim.
Oh, don't do that imagery.
In short, the victim is decided by gradually narrowing it down to 11 people, to 5, to 1. Of course, even those not chosen as candidates will participate in the vote itself. Please, don't kill of your own volitions.
Wait, what? Even those not chosen as candidates will participate in the vote itself. So even if you're not in the final 5, you also vote.
Stop it. Stop this. However, there are holes in this game. We do not care for intense games of luck.
Such worse acts as using rock, paper, scissors to fairly decide the victim are forbidden. Oh, so she's saying you can't. Let's say Kotaro and Keiji came up and said, hey, we're going to die. One of us is going to die. We're sacrificing ourselves. And they rock, paper, scissors decide who everyone votes for. You can't do that.
So everyone please take out your cards. Cards. There are 4 rules given by the cards. The first is the commoner.
Oh, wait, so it's like werewolf?
This is a meaningless card with no power at all. The second is keymaster.
And oh my, this is a terrifying role indeed for if chosen as the victim ever. Oh my god, so if we're voted, we're gonna die, which is lucky we have it, because out of all the people, I feel like people wouldn't vote for Sarah. Keymaster, that's my card.
Third is the sage. By holy divination, they know that the keymaster is a very lucky roll. Congratulations to its owner.
Okay, so Keymaster is the one you shouldn't die. Sage knows that who the Keymaster is.
Fourth is the sacrifice. Amazingly, this curious card allows the person to survive only if chosen as the victim.
Whoa.
What? Which means if they're not chosen, they die. However, there are positives as well.
Wait, so they only survive if they're chosen? That is... Stop. That is... No.
The sacrifice alone gets 2 votes.
And also, so they get to vote twice.
If they win, they can escape alive with the person of their choice.
Oh my god. So I'm starting to think that we didn't pick up the sacrifice card.
But in that case, all the others will perish, so good luck.
So, oh my, this is a crazy game. So if I'm getting this right, the sacrifice has 2 votes. If they get chosen, they also get to choose, and they can survive, but then they can choose someone else to come with them. If we die as the Keymaster, everybody dies. The Sage knows who we are as well.
There is one Keymaster Sage sacrifice and all the rest are commoners committed to memory, yes.
So the Keymaster is us. If we die, everyone dies. The Sage knows who we are. The sacrifice, if they get chosen, they win. Is that what it is? If they get chosen, they survive. But if they win, they can also bring someone with them, but they also get 2 votes. So they get to their vote carries more weight, I guess, as well. And then all the commoners don't really have anything special about them. Hold on. Does this mean, could it be... So minimum 2 people will die? How's that? Because in this, did you say 1 person's going to die? Everyone do your best to not be one of them. What does she mean by 2 people are going to die? Because if we die, everyone dies. Right? If the sacrifice dies... or the sacrifice gets chosen, 1 person is saved, but then everyone else dies? So minimum 2 people will die. Am I just misinterpreting the rules a little bit? Maybe you guys can explain that a little bit. No way. I felt like I heard something at that moment. The loud sound of someone fainting in the room over. So we're all in different rooms, I guess. Yeah, I'm not sure about the 2 minimum situation here. Is it because of this rules of the sage and the... Can we move rooms? The rules of the sage and the rules of the sacrifice? I'm not quite sure. There is still time until the main game begins. Please don't your time freely here. What, eating food or whatever? An extravagant feast. How could I have any appetite right now? In the end, we're being held in the palms of kidnappers' hands. Yep. Our heads can fly off at their single whim. There might be an exit, but we'll just be toyed with and killed until they're satisfied. In that case, then we're just going to... It's a strange thing. I felt death was near again and again. Maybe there's no chance left to be afraid. Such an interesting way of phrasing that. Like, she always feels like death is like near and nearby, coming closer, coming closer. So like, there's not even a chance to like think about the fear. I don't want to die. So now she is like thinking I don't want to die. And I wonder if what she's actually saying is that like, I felt it so many times that there was not really a chance to like really process it. But in this moment alone in this room, she probably is processing it. I don't want to die. Even at this point, I want to keep going. Yeah, it's hard to process it, especially when like she's taking care of a lot of other people in here as well, you know, 100%. I'm coming to hate my own positivity. I mean, wanting to live is so normal, Sarah. It's so normal. I'll do whatever I can. If I mess up, everyone will die. If you die, everybody dies. That's a big thing. And honestly, like, I think it's like good because I don't think people will vote for Sarah to die. I don't think so. But also at the same time too, I think it's a situation where if this is a voting system or something, or like the debate system like we had before when we were deciding things, could that be a thing that like will sway people towards voting for Sarah? The worst of the cards seems to be pushing me on. This worst of cards seems to be pushing me on. Honestly though, like I feel like it fits the themes of the game, having Sarah like have the card that like everyone has to rely on once again to survive, you know. She's been relied on a lot in this game already. I only drank a little water and the time arrived.
It's now time. Please head to the grounds via the door near the screen, everyone.
It's so interesting because, like, for me, I know for a fact that people will watch this or play this game and watch a movie or something and be like,
why didn't you just pick up a big piece of chicken and eat it? You know what I mean? Like, she's gonna be hungry.
But, like, you have to understand, like, what's going through these people's heads. Yes, like, watching a show, you're like, oh, just eat the food and, like, you know, have your strength back. It's like, these are kidnappers. These are kidnappers. You have a stalker. You're a teenage girl. All this stuff all put together. You know what I mean? Like, it's not like, you know, you're this experienced person who's been in this kidnapped place forever. You're a person who has, like, been kidnapped. Would you trust the food? Would you have an appetite? All this stuff. So it's so easy, like, for maybe us to be like, just eat a piece of chicken and get some strength back. When in reality, it's like, yeah, you're probably in the same position too. How could you eat?
I wish you luck.
This is terrifying, man. I'm so scared. I'm so scared of how this is gonna go. Someone's gonna die. Oh my god, look at this. In front of me were strange desks about waist high. I thought there were like gigantic hourglasses in the distance. Here we are. KG. You guys, that was fast. Oh, Rico's here too. Yeah, everyone's here. Kai's here. All of you so pale. Even Gonbi's here, because Gonbi's part of it. Oh, Gin. The music here is great too.
Why is this happening?
A desperate game is beginning, and yet we just have to play it.
So you'll take part after all? I feel like some of us were pushed in here.
Miley, you!
Please take a good look at those desks, everyone. A rather interesting setup, isn't it?
Oh, they are like... Okay, that's the thing. For a second I was like, wait, they're desks? They look like hourglasses, you know, but it's like, no, actually great design. The reverse hourglass is the most curious indeed.
When these hourglasses have all reached the top of the discussion will end. You have 70 minutes onto the preliminary vote. After that, you can discuss for 20 minutes before the final vote. Well then, shall the discussion begin?
Hold up, Connor. Connor ain't here.
Oh dear, so some would choose not to take part in something so enjoyable.
It's definitely not enjoyable, Miley. You know it's not enjoyable, but in Miley's sick head, you know, this is fun for her. Hold on, Connor will definitely come.
Time is limited.
That is what she chose, and that is the end of the matter. No. We are going to make sure Kana's okay. We're going to make sure she's very much okay.
Miss Sarah, you haven't made the wrong choice, have you?
Did I make the wrong choice? What do you mean the wrong choice? Well then, let's start the main game. What, with something we said to Kana? Everyone started with whatever desk you like. Was it the stuff about the... Oh my god, what if we did do something wrong? We're urged to head for the desks.
Now then, you seem to be prepared. Let the main game begin.
She's so excited about this. Please wait. Here she is. You okay, Kana? That's a silly question, but like as long as you're here.
I'm also...
Kana.
You are welcomed, Kana Kazushi. Regrets can wait until after taking part.
Let this wonderful main game begin. This is terrifying. How's this gonna look? Candidate vote. Oh, they give me the mouse right away. Cool UI. Yeah, it's gonna be like this from what we saw earlier. They were giving us a practice round earlier. This is nerve-wracking. An extremely heavy air dominates the space, as it would. Like, imagine the feeling of this. Like everyone's feeling a feeling of dread, but also the feeling of like, I don't want to die, right? A feeling of I don't want anyone else to die, and I don't want to die. You know, it's a dominating feeling. You'd be crippled by it. You'd be destroyed by it. It's different. This is nothing like the discussions we've had before.
Well, I shall go over the basic rules one more time. A total of 2 votes will be held. The preliminary vote in the middle of the discussion and the final vote at the finale. 5 candidates will be chosen in the preliminary vote, and 1 victim will be selected in the final vote. If the chosen victim is the Keymaster, all lose and all will die. If the victim is the sacrifice wins and can escape with 1 person of their choosing. If the victim is a commoner or a sage, the chosen victim... Oh, that's why. Oh, okay, now, okay. I didn't get that first time around. So, if the sacrifice isn't chosen, they die. So, the commoner and the sage and the sacrifice will die. So, 2 people have to die, no matter what. If the sacrifice dies, everyone is going to die apart from 1 person. If the Keymaster dies, everyone's going to die. If a commoner dies, or the sage dies, the sacrifice will also die. So 2 people are going to die here. Ah yes, I've left the rulebooks on the desk. Make use of them as items, everyone. That is all. Use your time however you please.
This is so... The tension is so, like, rising here. It's crazy. Miley sat down in a chair. Was she just sitting there watching us? In dead silence, the main game began. Like, again, the dominating energy in this room would be terrifying to be in. It'd be terrifying. Clout.
Well, we're just starting? Wait, so what do we do? Just start talking? We have to vote on who are the 5 candidates we select?
I think we just gotta choose the most suspicious, least cooperative person here. I guess we'll choose this topic. I've already settled on my pick.
Huh?
Curse me if you want, Gombi, I'm voting for you. Oh. See, it's interesting now because what's about to happen is we're going to see everyone's mindset. We're going to learn about everyone's personality even more here. From Kataro's perspective, he sees someone as Gombi who's going to refuse to help in the future and is not going to be any like help at all. And he's seeing it as kind of a situation where like, this guy's the most suspicious. We got to get him out of here, right? So that's Kataro's perspective right now.
What about it?
Say what? Oh. Whoa, the music.
Do what you like. Dumbass, what are you talking about? That means you'll die. You the fools. Just think for a second. How do you mean that?
This vote shouldn't be focused on 1 point.
Indeed. This is the preliminary vote. If we're on to
I love this music.
Unanimously vote for Mr. Gombi.
Gombi were only choice for the final vote. Yeah, we need 5 people. We need 5 people.
Oh man, and if Gombi's a sacrifice to the Keymaster,
we're all done for?
It's not as if we can freely choose which roll of cards we got, right?
We were guided into picking them up.
There's a possibility that the kidnappers granted the least trustworthy Mr. Gombi a special role for their own amusement.
That's not Kai's voice.
And now the chaos ensues. I'll watch closely as you all flail about.
Damn it! This game is even more malicious than I thought. If we want to survive, we need to assemble as close to 5 candidates as we can. I wouldn't even know who to pick, personally. Right? Out of everyone here, nobody. You know what I mean? That's what I pick. Nobody. This music's so cool. It has so much personality in it.
We gotta suspect 5 people?
This is the worst. It is terrible. It's so terrible. An oppressive air covers the area, as it would. Like again, it's the idea of like, you know, how could you even deal with the thought of this, you know?
Already beaten at the first push? I'll make a topic for you. Sarah Janine, I will vote for you. Have you anything to say back?
Sarah? Hold on. Sarah's like our leader. What's your basis? That's what I was thinking as well. That's why I thought we were safe. Because Sarah is someone who they see as someone to rely on.
Then why don't we discuss whether her actions are suspicious or not?
Interesting. Okay. I'm up for it. You know, if we're gonna call other people out, we gotta call ourselves out sometimes too.
I found it suspicious from the word go how a mere high school girl became a leader.
I mean, I think you could say like how a high school person became a leader is probably a good way to put it, but like the thing is like, it's because she has a really strong head on her shoulders. She's a caring person. She's a very like, I don't know, someone you can rely on, I guess. Sarah's almost always acted with others. She couldn't do anything suspicious, right? We've always been with someone?
Doubting the others is one thing, but doubting Sarah, you're awful.
Oh my god, they're like backing up Sarah a lot here.
Sarah, talk back to him. Gombi's just gonna get the wrong idea about you. You sure have a lot of friends. Have at you, Sarah Chuidin.
So I guess we have to talk to him as well? So I guess we can extract? I found it suspicious. Oh yeah, okay.
I've even seen through the reason why the others have submitted to you.
What do you mean by that?
You alone have a weapon, the only one.
Oh, the gun? The gun that we were freely offering to So? That we were handing over to So, no problem? A weapon?
That's right, you possess all that can be called a weapon in this place. And to stand supreme, you're the cursed dictator.
I drew out a new statement, even if I can't refute it, even if Gombi should... even I can refute it. Even Gombi should quiet down. So, we do have a gun, but it's not real.
Can't refute it, can you?
So do we have to use an item to refute it? Like the gun or something? Torn paper rulebook number 2. Or maybe we put something against his argument of why we have the gun in the first place. Let's talk to, Joe was there, right?
Sarah, talk back to him. Gumby's just got the wrong idea about you. Shove some evidence in his face like last time.
Yeah, I've got this. So cool. Oh god. When selecting items, you can sometimes view the second page. Oh, thank you so much. Thank you. By touching the description? What does that mean, touching the description? Oh, here? What do you mean touching the description? Maybe we'll say it again? Use selected item? You said that guy seems pretty stubborn, huh? Ought to present some clear evidence to refute him. What does that mean by... Maybe we don't have the gun on us then? Maybe I misremembered this, because I thought we did have the gun on us, because I thought we could be like, hey, it's not a real gun. Then... It can't be the torn paper, because that's just the... Like, what do we say? Are we presenting the box because we're like... This isn't a weapon. It's a box. Oh, he thinks it's a knife. He thinks it's a knife. He thinks it's a knife. Sorry, guys, about that. Because remember, it's a knife box. You possess all that can be called a weapon in this place and stand supreme. You're a cursed dictator. Yeah, he thinks it's a knife. It's an empty box. Oh, okay, that makes sense. I thought you were talking about a gun. Oh, this is it. I love it. Love the UI. Really, really cool stuff. Huh? This box was in the kitchen. It says, please use as you wish, yet there was nothing inside to use, so he thought it was a knife. Okay.
What of it?
All that's left is an impression of made by a kitchen knife. A kitchen knife? By the time Sarah checked it was gone. Somebody probably went and took it, so someone else has it? The kitchen was locked the whole time, and Miss Sarah rarely acted alone. So surely she could not have taken us. So Kai defending us here. How are you staying so calm? Look who has it. Who was it? Who took the knife? Who did take the knife? Is that not relevant right now? But maybe we could ask. Yes, knowing that is key. I don't think it is, actually. Who in the world could that be? Hold up, Sarah. Is that all the more important than clearing your name right now? Yeah, no, she's right. She's right. I thought we just like my Ace Attorney brain took over for a second, and I was just adding anything I could to the court record. She has a point. Who did take the knife? It's not very relevant right now. There's no need to prove everything. That's not relevant right now. How could that be true? All this music is so good. Like, I love that feeling of like a little bit of triumph, you know what I mean, coming through the music. How could that not be? The point I'm making is that I don't have control of all the weapons. So I didn't earn their trust by force. Ugh. That's right. I can't fall into my opponent's trap. Look at you feeling all pleased. Very well, I'll speak no more. You trusting fools can just suspect one another. So he tried to speak up about something, he was wrong about something, and now he's kind of like, okay, I'll step back again. Right, there's no time to celebrate with Gombi quiet. It just means we have to talk. With Gombi quiet, is that his name, Gombi quiet? It just means you have to talk. Or it just means like now that he's quiet. Oh no, this music. What should I say? Oh, I didn't mean, oh no, what the hell? I didn't mean to go through that. I pressed the button down by accident. Let me just check what he said there as well. I actually didn't miss much. Okay, I thought I missed a lot more. So he says, letting this end in silence is the most inane plan we could take. That's why I'm going to say it. In all our searching and discussions, who are the biggest burdens and the most No. This is not the way we look at it, Kotaro. No, Kana, no. Kana, again, and now. I'm talking about you three. Let's not, I disagree with this completely. No, don't worry again. No, do not worry. Do not worry whatsoever. You couldn't. This is not the way we're doing that. No, not at all. You think you ain't gonna get picked just because you got strength? Exactly. It's not how we judge this. It can't be. Like, right now as well, and like, I think Kotaro, like, continually means well a lot of times, but right now he needs to understand that, like, what this says to Jin, sorry, I hit the mic, Jin now and Kana, is that the troubles that they had during this whole thing happening here, it's like, you are now being told you're going to be in the final pool of people that might die because you had troubles, right? Because you went through something that, like, was kind of traumatizing, and we don't want to do that whatsoever. Don't go in and vote for me! Vote for what your will tells you. You think I'm useless and take responsibility and kill me, Rico. You're looking at this completely like in a crazy way, which is the whole idea of useless and usefulness. Kotaro. I don't think it's the right way to look at this at all. That's what I mean by resolve. Now, Kana, again, tell him, use your words to prove your worth. I don't think they need to prove their worth, to be honest. I would just say, hey, we're not letting these three die. But then again, here's the thing, right? I want to protect these three, of course I do. Of course I do, because they've been through so much. I hope this doesn't come across wrong when I say this. 5 people are here going to have to be chosen. That's not me saying that these should be chosen. I'm saying that, like, if them 3 are not chosen, that takes the pool out, and now we have to deal with, like, other people to be chosen too. Let's say I don't want Joe to be chosen then, right? Because he's one of my closer companions, right? Let's say I don't want Riku to be chosen as well, because she's my other favorite character. Then I'd have to send, like, other characters in who, like, I still don't, I like a lot too, you know? Like the likes of, Soul, for example, right? And, you know, Gambi, you know what I mean? Like, it's a, no matter what, someone's gonna have to be chosen, which is crazy, you know? I searched as best I could and I found things, a lot of things. This is so sad. Trying to prove your worth in a game where you might die. Kana. Gin. Gin, sorry. Gin, if you don't talk, it's over. Gin's not being chosen, Katara. Please, come on. Back off. Literally, man. Don't tell me none of y'all thinking you'd be fine dying, right?
Gin's a kid. Gin's a kid.
Looks bad, Sarah. Katara's serious.
What should I...
Draw it out of the... That's the only thing you can do.
Only I can.
Okay, I guess we're gonna talk to all of them.
Like, here's the thing. It's like... He's saying, kid, if you don't say anything, you're gonna die. It's like, this is a kid. We should aim to protect him at all times. At all times.
You okay again? Katara's not so scary.
He can be a gentle person. It's okay. Big Sis Sarah's here. Do you want to say something?
No good. Gin's keeping his silence. So maybe we say something, anything? That sounds a bit harsh though, doesn't it?
Come on, look at me. You can talk to me, right?
Okay, so maybe if we talk to other people first, he might speak up like last time. Because remember, it took him a bit to speak up too. Are you doing... maybe talk to the one who's more talkative first, which would be now.
I searched as best I could and found a lot of things. I know I dragged you down, but I did give it my all. You didn't drag anyone down.
Please, now, it's so sad that, again, this is what this game is doing to people. The fact that we're even thinking this line of thinking is so horrible. And again, I'm not trying to crap all over Katara, because again, I talk about this in 100 Line as well in all these situations. When someone like kind of like does something that's like feels very cruel and irrational and kind of very like dark. The problem always is that like the victims in the situation is everyone here, and the bad people are the ones who are organizing this whole thing. And when you're put into a corner and you're put in a very dangerous situation, people are going to start thinking in ways that like isn't usually the way that you'd be thinking. You know what I mean? It's I'm not saying like Katara's not going around, you know, the streets going, you should die, you should die. Like, I don't think he's in his right mind. I don't think anyone's gonna be in their right mind in this situation at all.
I'm begging you, please don't cut me out again. It's so horrible to again, just the idea of someone having to argue why they should live. You know what I mean? Just like from the baseline, why should I live? After going through something so traumatic already. Please, calm down's a hard thing to say to someone, but I feel like in this sense it's probably better than just not saying anything. You need to calm down, especially in times like these. Oh, no, don't say sorry. Of course, is the wrong thing to say. Maybe she's regained a little composure. Oh, maybe not. Okay, maybe not. I just hate the feeling of that, man. And it's intentionally supposed to be like so horrible watching someone like beg, you know, basically to not be chosen to die. You okay, Kana? I know it's again silly question. Sarah. Soul keeps like noticing Kana. What's the matter? Wait, you want to say something, right? Yeah, say something. 100% say something. Is it like every time she goes to say something, Soul like reacts? Come on and say it, Kana. Kana doesn't care what happens. No, let's not think this way, Kana. Kana? Even if she's chosen, it's fine. No, let's not think this way. Please. That's going to be such an argument. People are going to pick to pick her as well. Can we ask her something else? Even if Kana's chosen, it's fine. No, I don't like that whatsoever. I wonder if that is because she has lost hope and doesn't want to have any hope whatsoever ever again. Oh, you have to extract, sorry. All of it doesn't matter anymore. What are you saying, Kana? Try this again. No good. Gin's keeping his silence. It's a terrifying situation for a kid. Imagine how like a kid having to explain as well. Why do I deserve to live? You know, I searched the second floor ruins by myself, but sorry, I wasn't able to find anything that seemed important. It's okay. I'm begging you, Sarah. Now stuck up for me. I want to protect her. Yeah. Well, this is the trio that's getting protected by me forever. Like this is the triangle of protection, and of course Joe too, but he protects us as well. To be honest, at this stage. But yeah, the triangle of protection. And you could say like Rico is, I like in terms of like order of characters, we'll talk about at the end of like who my ratings are in terms of my order of like favorite characters and characters I adore. But in characters that like I feel like I've already like really grown attached to completely, I would say Kana, Gin, now Rico, Joe,
And I like Gombi as a funny character, and I like Kitaro as a charming character, and Keiji, like, I don't really have, like, any bad feelings towards, and So, it's like, I get along with So, and he's kind of charming, but I feel like there's, like, something there, like, I'm just not, like, grasping. And, of course, this guy here has the whole stalker thing going on as well, so it's always hard to, like, really kind of, like, ascertain that. Should we talk to Kitaro, then? Don't tell me none of y'all thinking you'd be fine dying, right? Sir, I'm serious about this. If there's somebody wishing they're dead, I won't stand for it. So he's saying, like, I don't want people to wish they're dead. So, oh, yeah. So against Kana's statements, maybe he can motivate Kana to not want to die. Yeah, because he's saying that no one. Yeah, okay, maybe that's what we do. Kana doesn't really mind if she's picked. What? She's had enough. Kana just. And you know what's so insane about this? I'm so glad we're gonna have Kitaro. Oh, that beating heart again, the anxiety. I'm so glad we're gonna have Kitaro hopefully, you know, argue with her why she should live and why she should keep going. But it's such a, like, very, like, understandable feeling to have, which is like this kind of like not just giving up, but this idea of like, what's the point? You know, I've suffered, I've lost my sister, people lied to me in here and they gave me false hope, and on the baseline we've been kidnapped and like we're, you know, possibly going to die. Like, it's such a normal feeling to kind of be like, yeah, I'm done, but we want Kana to keep going. Wants to go to her sister. Oh no. And that was a huge turning point for this whole situation. Of course it was, her sister dying. Kana, don't be ridiculous. I'm just... oh, no. That's so sad. She's just, like, sick of it all. You gotta be kidding. You really want to die without a peep? Please wait. Miss Kana, are you serious? Or is this an act? Kana won't say anything else. Please, do what you want. She always talks about herself like as if she's not herself. This is troubling. Miss Kana may have drawn the sacrifice card. Oh, and here's the thing, right? We can trust Kana's feelings on this, but I almost forgot about the cards in play. Someone is the sacrifice card, and if Kana is chosen, right, we have to think about that. Whilst like I trust 100%, then there is a way for Kana to that Kana would feel this way 110%. I do also think as well that like, it's not wrong to think about like, oh, maybe someone does have the card if they're wanting to die. That would be the first thing people would think of naturally. Sacrifice? The sacrifice must be chosen to survive. Thus, they would put on a one-man show. Yeah, she's got enough motive. We could believe she actually wants to die. Then no picking her for now, right? Not participate in the discussion so as to earn herself votes? I can't imagine Kana playing those sorts of mind games. That's the thing. I think it's totally normal for them to be suspicious of anyone who's saying I want to die. It's not like, to me that's like totally normal, right? But I think also at the same time too, it's also normal to think that Kana would feel this way in terms of wanting to die. She's gone through so much, you know? To me, it's not like totally uncommon. Unless someone suggests... Oh... No... So... Are we saying maybe that's why So is like constantly looking over to her? And she changes what she says after that? Everyone, let's just put the subject of Kana aside for now. Why do you want to put the subject aside? Can't know her true intent after all. First, why don't we hear from Gin and Miss Now too, and then make our decision? It is very crazy that, like, you know, he's moving on the subject from Kana very quickly, and he's the one who's kind of keeps, like, staring daggers at her in a way. Which, again, we don't know. It could be a different situation altogether. But the game is drawing our eyes towards that situation. You know what I mean? So... Are you protecting Kana? Is it just me or are you protecting Kana? I can't afford to do that. I just want to waste our time. Don't want to be scrambling before the vote, right? That's true. Thank you, Miss Sarah. Well, that's right. There's something I should take the opportunity to tell everyone. You see, I'm the key. Oh my god, he's lying. And this does happen in games of Werewolf, by the way, where you have to lie and tell to survive, right? But this is actual life or death situation here, and he's saying that he's the keymaster. Huh? I was unsure whether I should keep quiet, but I want to avoid us all dying, so... Besides, the keymaster doesn't manage things, so just, oh my god, and he's like, oh, I'm gonna take control as well? What is So saying? The keymaster is me. Really, that's the truth, ain't it? If nobody else is gonna name themselves, then yeah, I'll believe it. Kotaro being very trustworthy. I am the keymaster. Wait, please, I'm the keymaster. What'd you say? There's 2 keymasters? No, you don't look at it like that, guys. There's 1 keymaster. You startled me, Miss Sarah. That's my line, so... According to Miley's explanation, there's only 1 keymaster exactly. I didn't imagine you tell a lie like that. Oh my god, what the hell? He is like lying full force. And even calling us a liar then as well. What's going on? Is one of the 2 lying? Yes, very much so. Why? This makes no damn sense. Well, whatever. Let's advance the discussion instead of fighting about it. It's strange he keeps wanting to move on, right? For now, Gin, could we get some proper statements from you? Oh, poor Gin. So Suo's actively just openly lying about us. And lying about the card. Like, without question, right? He's just openly lying, no problem whatsoever. Man. I think, like, it's one of those things where, like, he's always had, like, a little bit of a tinge of, like, remember the stuff with the gun and stuff like that as well? But, this is definitely, like... And again, you could say with Calvin, everyone wants to survive, and you'd be totally correct. Everyone does want to survive, and, like, it's not, again, unusual for someone to lie to try and live. You know what I mean? To want to live. But it's also a situation where now there's an issue as well with Soul, because he knows that we are actually the Keymaster now, right? And the Sage knows we're the Keymaster too, right? So if there's a possibility that somehow that So is also the Sage and he knows we're the Keymaster, and he says this, but now he knows we're the Keymaster anyway, because he knows that he's lying and he knows we're telling the truth. If he not only has to then make sure that he lives, but he also has to make sure that we live now as well, because he can survive, but if we're sent into the final 5 and we die, it's over. Everyone dies. So he has to make sure that we live and he lives at the same time too now. Yeah, that's right, Gin. Be a man and tell him what you gotta say. Okay, calm down. Calm down, Kotaro. It's a kid. Meow. It's frightening. You're the crew that's meant to blame. Tell him. We got no time. Gin, prove that you've been useful to everybody. He's a kid. No kid needs to be useful for anything. At all. It's frightening. You're the crew that's meant to blame. You say something too, Sarah. Riku, can you recall anything in particular that Gin did? Well, kind of thing with Gin, he found something amazing searching that second floor room. What exactly was it? Again, I understand why they're doing usefulness. I understand, right? Because that's again, everyone's going to come up with like weird lines of discussions and debates in these type of situations. Because because you have to understand from our perspective, I'm being like, you know, I stand by it that like the whole thing of usefulness when you're talking about Gin is just not applicable. It's just not applicable whatsoever. But again, in a situation of life or death, you're going to do a thing where you're going to make up like any type of like argument to try and like move things forward. Okay, what if we choose anyone who has black hair? You know what I mean? Like, you're going to do like some stuff that you wouldn't do in your normal life. And that's the same thing with any type of death game, any game like that. The people inside here don't act the same way in society. You know what I mean? In real life. You know, you're not going to go around, Kataro's not going to go around being like, show me how useful you are. Maybe he might, I don't know, but yeah. You okay, Gin? Gin is trembling. Kindly question him, fiercely question him, look in his eyes. I guess we can kindly question him first. It's okay, can you try to remember what you've seen and noticed in this place? Oh, the poor kid. It's no good. Gin closed his heart, so maybe look into his eyes? Look him in the eye. And maybe get on his level as well, right? This is a child. This is a child that's going through all this stuff. It's no again closes his heart. So what if we do like a... Well, we haven't gotten a statement from him. Fiercely question him? I don't really want to do that yet. I want to make sure there's every other avenue before we like start fiercely questioning this kid. We got no time. Gin, prove that you've been useful to everybody. People who drag things down are doomed to die sooner or later. Jesus, Kotaro. That's true for me. That's true for you too, right? Don't matter if you're an adult or a kid right now. It does matter. We still have an obligation to protect this kid. Regardless, we have an obligation, Kotaro. Kotaro is serious. To me, it does not matter if he's done a million things or done one thing. We have an obligation to protect this kid on the baseline, in my opinion. Can we do a versus with Riko and Kotaro? Before we do anything fierce, we can try. So maybe Riko can prove that he found something amazing? Show him the amazing thing you found searching the second floor room. Amazing thing! I know anything about... Oh, Gin. What'd you say? Riko. You got a fine attitude, but see here. Ain't right to go and spout lies to protect people, alright? I don't think she's lying. I think Gin's just a bit, like, closed off. No, I tell you, I'm not lying. Somebody's gotta die in this place. Maybe it'll be you. Kotaro is... I can tell Kotaro's personality. He is scared. He is more scared than he's letting on. He's terrified. Hold the hell up. Mrs. Riko. We need to spur on Gin. Instigate him, gently admonish him like you shouldn't be telling a lie. Yeah. Tell the truth and stick up for Riko. Don't you feel bad about seeing her insulted? I do, yeah, but... What a cowardly kid. Back off. Step away. Whoa, we're saving? No way. Against Gin? Yeah, he just needs to back off from the kid a little bit. The discussion is stuck in equilibrium, failing to come to an agreement. I need to swing the needle to either side or this balance will never collapse. Want an explanation of balance spells? Yes, I do. So maybe this is going to happen if we don't take a firm stance, I guess. Both speakers will give statements at the same time. By affirming or denying one party's opinion, you can change their views. If all goes well, the balance will shift and you can advance to the next dialogue. Note that there's no time limit, but there is a limit to the number of selections you can make. This is a really cool idea. Because again, it will come to that point as well where like it does feel like it is a stalemate. It does feel like we're going around in circles. So to have an actual like real mechanic within the actual game itself that can apply to like a real life discussion of like, okay, we're not getting anywhere, let's try and like sort this out. It is just like us trying to sort out exactly what the argument is, right? And so making a mini game too is always really, really interesting. Nobody's gonna lend a hand if you're silent. That is true. We have to affirm this, don't we? Wait, nobody's gonna lend a hand if you're silent. Deny? Because I'll lend a hand. No, I'll lend a hand. I want you to do as you please, Kotaro. Exactly, yeah. That's just being overbearing, Sarah. No good. So we have to choose something. So I'm guessing that we have to choose this. Kotaro's right. Jin, please say something. It doesn't matter what. But I mean... I didn't see anything. You will get special treatment, by the way. I think we have to deny this from Gin. It's horrible, but I think we have to deny it. Already, so everything Riko said was a lie? No, but I didn't. Big Sis Riko's got it wrong. This is so hard because what if she did get something wrong about it? You know what I mean? You know, there's no time limit so I can talk about this. I'm thinking like, what if she did get something wrong? What if he did see something but it's not what she thinks it is? You know? Like, what if what she thought she's... Again, I'm not trying to just defend Gin, but he's a kid, so I'm trying to find the best way to go about this, you know? I hope that makes sense, right? And I know it is kind of like a situation where, like, we are... Like, I'm never going to apologize for that. Like, the idea of defending this kid no matter what, you know? I don't know. I just don't know about this. Because if we go like, right, if we affirm this, you gotta be the line, right? Then that just says he's a liar, which I don't know if that's the case, right? I don't know. I'm very like, I'm struggling like emotionally with this as well, right? I'm struggling emotionally with this as well. I think I'm leaning more towards denying what he's saying. But that doesn't make it any easier, you know what I mean? Because again, this poor kid is obviously going through a lot, but I'm going to try and deny it. No, don't say this. Why are you being so stubborn about this? I just didn't want to believe that thing? What does that mean? I didn't want to show the thing and make everyone worry. It's okay, it's okay. Make us worry. Don't brood over alone. Yeah, tell us what's happened. You shouldn't worry about it all alone. You're a kid. That's the whole point. That's why we're here. That's why I'm here. You know? Yeah, Big Sis Sarah. Exactly, Big Sis Sarah. Right? You shouldn't have to do this all alone. I believe you, Gin. Whatever strange thing you present, I'll handle it. Yeah, we'll handle it. We'll deal with it. That's what we're here for. You're here to be protected now. Okay? Okay, oh my god. I love his trust for Sarah is so cute. It really is. Okay, we got there in the end, but emotionally that was like really like bothering me a bit. Not in a bad way. Like I think it's meant to bother you, you know? But I'm glad he trusts Sarah now. Seeing Mrs. Regal get yelled at by the muscle gorilla really took me off. Oh, look at the little claws. Oh, he's adorable. Just so you know, I take gorilla as a compliment. I bet you do, actually. Well, I believe you too, Big Sis Sarah. I believe you too? Yeah. So I was trying to put together the paper scraps from the shredder thing on the floor. Man, this music is so inspirational and kind of upbeat. But I'm very happy that he trusts Sarah as well. Because that's the thing. I think as a kid, like, clearly he wasn't... That's what I'm saying. I don't think he was lying. I think it was a situation where he obviously, like, had something else in his mind where he didn't see this as a good thing to show off, obviously. Whatever it was. But then Wolf... Look at this little... That's so cute. Like, the claws coming out. But then Wolf, taking a look in there, I noticed some hand-torn paper too, you know? And there, Wolf, it said... The Big Sis Sarah was a murderer? What? What? That is a... So he was protecting us, by the way. He was protecting us. What? What do you want about this? Music is so cool, but guys, like, he was protecting us. That's what this amounts to. The fact that he was not telling the truth was literally because he didn't want people to think that we were a murderer. This poor kid. Guitar, please don't shout. But what's the meaning of this? I need more details. Please, yes, if you can find it out 100%. Yeah, man, so in the end, like, what happened there was he did find something, but he was torn between seeing Riko, who's lovely to him, get attacked by Kataru, kind of, or like get shouted at by Kataru, and then also his admiration for us as well, where he was thinking, I don't want her to be seen as a murderer. So either he defends Riko and says, yes, I did find something, here it is, and then we're kind of like under suspicion maybe, versus if he stays quiet and he thinks he defends us then and lets Riko get kind of like, you know, be seen as a liar. You know what I mean? So it's a very tough thing for any kid to deal with, any adult to deal with as well, you know? Let alone a kid. There's a torn paper in the shredder, and it said Big Sis Sarah's a murderer. But I believe in Big Sis Sarah. Oh, kid. This poor kid, man. That's a little brother now. What should I ask first? Was it handwritten is a good question. This letter or whatever, it was handwritten? I think so, meow. I wonder, should I have him add that info to his statement? I guess so. So that's important? Got it. I'll state it loud and clear. Oh my god, I'm gonna die. He's so cute. He's so cute. So the letter says Big Sarah's a murderer's handwritten. Who would write this, meow? I know you couldn't do that, Big Sis Sarah. Should I ask him something again? Yes, 100%. Was it a letter to somebody? This letter or whatever it was it addressed to someone else? Let me think. Yeah. It felt sort of like a list, so it didn't seem like a message. Wait, a list? I wonder, should I have add that to a statement? Maybe not yet. Let's see what the other answer is as well. But thank you so much for that, Kin. And then the other statement is... the question is, do you have the letter? If you have the actual letter on you, could you show it to me? Oh yeah, I have it. Look at it. It's the other side of the thing. It's the other side. KG is a detective. No, it's not the other side of the thing. Wait, we have something like this though. Right, we have something like this on our own person. So Sarah says murderer. Now, is that now? Nomji? History student? Keiji Shinogi, a detective. And Gotaro BB, teacher? What does that mean? Because the reason I'm kind of like confused about this, because yes, KG is a detective, but it says teach. Oh no! This does not match up. This is not for this one. Oh my god, this is not for this one. What to do? Should I? Yes, please. Yes, please. So that's important? Got it. I'll stay loud and clear. Good boy, Gin. Good boy. If you look at the torn paper we have, I mean, we can present it. The letter saying Big Sis says Sarah's a murderer. I got it with me. Sure enough, it's written right here. Woof. This is it. I love this UI. What does it mean? I think his ripped paper is actually added to our ripped paper. And he found two separate pieces of ripped paper. Because it doesn't make sense that like our... but then again, KG Detective does make sense though. Take a look. This is a piece of paper I picked up. You see what I mean? Yes. So Megumi is actually a detective. And Mishima is the history teacher. Ranamaru Kageyama and Alice is a murderer. Just like the one you have, right? This is Gin's. Yes! Oh, okay. Yeah, no, sorry, we didn't do it yet, but we will do it. Similar. Well, totally the same, Woof. If you notice the fact that Gotaro is listed as a high school teacher is weird too. Look at this. If you remove the left half and connect it to this piece I have, this feels so good. Presenting evidence. Man, it's my favorite thing to do. And it fits perfectly. Why does it say percentages though? So Alice is a murderer, whoever Alice is. Ranamaru Kageyama is a history student. Megumi Sasahara is a detective. And Kazumi Mishima was a history teacher. They connected. Woof. The tear matches up perfectly. Why is that? They were torn in a stack. Does that make sense? That's it. Multiple sheets were torn all at once. If you look at these sheets and stack them like this, and then tort, they produce these results. That's so good. That's like our first piece of like real like interesting evidence to counter it, right? Because like, you know, that's always like a good feeling when you get to succeed with this stuff. That's so fun. This is gonna be so fun. This is gonna be so fun. It's gonna be terrifying, and it's gonna be terrible, and it's gonna be very sad, but so fun. In other words, there were at least two of these sheets of paper stacked together. Is that it? Woof. Oh my god, look at this facial expression. Since they fit together so cleanly, of course misunderstandings would happen. Yay, thank goodness. Oh, he's so happy that we're okay too. He really looks up to Sarah, which is a very sweet thing. And again, it's nice that he has like a hope in here and someone to look up to, right? And someone to look to, which is really great. But you know, what are these sheets in the first place? They are creepy, aren't they? The professor's name is on here, and even some people I don't know. Whatever could the percentages of this on the side be? That's confusing to me, whatever the percentages are, to be honest. Anyway, I proved I was useful for exploring. Meow, look at him. Meow. You never have to prove you're useful anyway, even if they come hell or high water. As the Keymaster, I would have gone into the final 5 if they sent you into the final 5. Easy. I'm glad that Big Sis Sarah wasn't a murderer after all. Look at the smile on his face too. He's adorable. Then who is the murderer? Who is a murderer, Meow? As far as this shows, that would be Alice. Yeah, whoever Alice is. They mentioned Alice before, though. That was the one they pointed out on the sheet itself, when the one name we read. Alice Yubasame is. Yubasame? That sounds familiar, Meow. There's only one person here with the last name Yubasame. Wait. Please identify Yubasame? I'm trying to remember all the last names. I don't think I can. I don't think I can remember all the last names. What are the last names of every character? Because we were told them before, right? We know our name is Chuden. I don't remember. I don't remember whatsoever. I don't remember. Is this one of those things that because I don't remember I should look it up because it's something we should know, but I just don't remember the last names? Is there a way to like look into this or something? Like, is there a way to like If you have to look it up, we have to look it up. But then I don't even think the reason I'm kind of like worried a little bit about looking up, which again, it can happen. It's fine. But I just have to look up a list of characters' names. But then I'm worried about seeing like an actual character list. Then you know what I mean, of like which characters would be showing up. Like if there's any other characters that show up like besides Gombi. I actually came up with a better solution. I was about to look up the names, but I was like, I don't want to get spoiled just in case there's a random name. And again, if I ever need to look something up and I don't know something, I'm going to be completely honest with you guys. I don't have that pride in me where I need you guys to think that like I knew everything all the time. I would much rather, be honest with you guys always. And anyone who's like watching my other playthroughs can say I always will be like, yeah, I looked this up. So I have no problem saying that. But I forgot that I have like a playthrough where I played the first episode of this game on the channel, and it is Riko Yubasame. I just know her as Riko, Yep. That's her name, Yubasame. But it's not Alice, but it's Riko. Riko, I call you're Riko Yubasame, aren't you? Oh, and she was hoping that no one would remember as well. But yeah, it's one of those things where like I think we're supposed to remember the last names as well. But I don't think I would have. I remember like Burgerberg and stuff like that as well. But I don't think I'd remember everyone's last name, you know what I mean? For sure. So, yeah, looking up my first video was a good solution. Yeah, I'm Riko Yubasame. So what? Just a coincidence, right? I don't have anyone. I don't know anyone with that name. Sarah, what do you think? Riko is an alias? Yeah, Riko's an alias. Riko and Alice are different. Riko's an alias sounds pretty interesting, but like... This music's freaking awesome. So good. I'm going to say Riko and Alice are different. And... I'm going to say it under the pretense that I think it's probably a list. Either it's someone who has the same last name, or it's just so discontent in some way. Riko's an alias. It's like, how are we going to prove this? We can't prove this either, but like at least from that, it's like, I don't know. Maybe we should pick Riko as an alias. Because I was like, we can't prove this, but then how can we prove the other thing? She is a performer, so having Riko as an alias would be very common, like for a stage name. But I don't know where we go from there. Is that just straight up like saying, yeah, she's Alice? Her name is Alice Iwasami, actually? If we say Reiko and Alice are different, at the very least, like, we're not... Because I don't see Reiko as like a... Not that it's someone who, again, you know what I mean? Like, it depends on, like, the murder in these games. They could say it's someone who, like, defended themselves or did something to defend themselves. So we don't know. I'll say they're different for now, since I'm not sure, and this is, like, my first instinct. We'll go with that for now. Like Reiko says, I think there's a separate person called Alice. Why is that? The blackboard in the bar. Joe, yes. Oh, he's so correct. I was just thinking because, like, I didn't want to suspect her right away, but yes, there was other names in the bar. That blackboard list of all the people who could and couldn't drink. And I said both Reiko and Alice. Joe, you are a saint. He's a saint. Beautiful stuff. Couldn't think, but when I was searching, I found some chalk on the floor. Well, you think she wrote it? So it's not impossible it was changed. Interesting. There's gonna be like I do think that's an interesting way of telling the story, though. Like, you give a kind of an insight where, like, when Joe gives an insight where it's like, oh yes, that makes sense. It could have been a thing where, like, there is a second person because the name was on the board, but then they give it a counter to that where it's like, well, it could have been changed, you know. So there's always gonna be like a little bit of a back and forth, which makes it really interesting. You got it wrong. It's not me. Besides, handwritten pieces of paper, anyone can make those, right? If they had a pen, sure. Ugh. Big Sis Reiko can be a murderer. Then should we call it a relative's name? I remember my brother's name. Your brother's name, okay. Alice, your brother, not your sister? Even your excuses are becoming illogical. I mean, there's people who are, you know, boy named Sue. And also, like, you know, with, gender norms aren't really a thing nowadays. You know what I mean? Or should they be? And an excuse. We could tell the truth. Believe me, I mean, Rico, Sarah, that paper's bogus. Say nothing? I don't know if we can say the paper's bogus. But I'm worried about saying nothing to Reiko, right? Because saying nothing to this, because then it's like a situation where we're just letting it slide, and not that I think that, like, you know, like I want to, like, hear Reiko out as well, you know what I mean? I don't know, because I feel like if we say nothing, that leads her to being more people being suspicious of her. But if we say the paper's bogus, then is that just like giving a like a pass to what could be something we need to follow the line of? I don't know. This is one of the things we're gonna have to think about. The paper's bogus or say nothing. Say nothing. No. I think she needs to be pushed on this. I know we're not helping, but I think she needs to be pushed on this. Sarah, oh no, damn it, oh no. Wait. Gonbi. It's me, I'm Alice, okay? What? What does he mean I'm Alice, I'm telling you. Reiko did nothing wrong. It's a misunderstanding. So you're Alice? And, like, it's like, why would he jump to defend Reiko like that? Like, he's like jumping into defend her when he was, like, being kind of like very, like, standoffish about everything. He wouldn't just do that, right? Yeah, like, why would he do it? He wouldn't just do it. He said he was going to stand off. Listen, we're in the middle of a serious discussion right now. Well, we should hear him out, KG. Do you not understand the difference in, like, personalities here? Gonbi literally was saying, I'm going to stand on the sides. Not that they didn't care, but they were literally standing on the sidelines and saying they were going to not do anything. But as soon as Reiko got in trouble, they jumped in. I'm being serious, too. Reiko's my little sister. So you're Alice? You for real? Couldn't hide it. Oh, so you are Alice. Okay. And I do feel bad, guys, for like not saying anything, but I really felt, and I know it sounds harsh. Do you guys understand what I'm saying? In that moment, I feel like we needed to push it a little bit because she was acting very suspicious about it, and she's acting like very standoffish about it. I didn't think like she was a murderer or anything, or didn't she was doing anything bad or was going to let anything happen to her, but I feel like we had to do something, you know? This guy's real name is Alice Ubasami. He's my older brother. Okay. Then the murderer is me. I lied about being a thief. I went to prison for killing someone. Okay. Isn't this guy some serious bad news? Yes, that's right. Indeed, I am. A damn criminal. And Rico cut me off as well, saying to never show her my mug again. Oh, man. Alice is like legitimately like very quickly trying to defend Rico to the point of like, Rico's nothing to do with me. Don't even associate us together. Yeah, it's not even funny. To think we'd reunite in a place like this. Me and him are total strangers at this point, so they're kind of estranged, it seems. I didn't want Khan and the rest being scared of me just because of this guy. We would never judge you for anything that your family had done ever. And if people did, I don't agree with that whatsoever. You're a great person who's shown your personality and your helpfulness and just how lovely you are. And also the same thing with Gonbi. We need to know the circumstances, right? Things happen all the time where people are sent to prison for murder when in reality, like, it was them defending themselves or protecting themselves. We need to know the circumstances. Everyone has a story. So when he woke up, I told him to hide under our relation? To hide our relationship. Oh, so hide our relation. Sorry. I'm brain fart. Where actually went to look for now. So that's it. So they were actually hiding the relation together. So he changed his name and all. I'm a simple murderer. But Reiko's different. She's a good and proper person. I want to hear your story too. I'm not going to paint you with a brush just yet. You know what I mean? That's all I wanted to say. Damn it all. So you deny any connection with the kidnappers? Right. Why was it brought here? I still don't know. I suppose I can't expect trust or anything else, can I? It's just the rambling of a killer. I don't know, man. I want to know their story because, again, as I said, like, it could be something really bad, right? And if that's the case, we have to act accordingly and talk about it accordingly. But also, everyone has a story. You know, everyone has a story to tell. Everyone has and again, sometimes the story ends up them being a bad person, right? But I don't want to just, like, drop Gonbi either. You know what I mean? Sorry, Alice either. Despite us talking about Jin, again, we got some unexpected information there. There's still many more points of interest, but there's no time. I want to hear Now's justification soon enough. What do you think? Me? That's fine, Miss Sarah. There's still something? Is there something we want to talk about here? So I think we got a lot out of this. We got that Gin did find something. We have which should we expand on a little bit? Maybe ask but again, it's about timing, isn't it? We have a limited amount of time. So is right about that, because I was like, maybe we can ask Alice about, like, you know, what they did, or ask them about, like, you know, other things and things like that. But what we found out there was, like, Gin lied to help us. That's what we found out. And I'm very appreciative of what Gin did there. But obviously it's a situation as well that we have to, like, now reckon with the fact that led to new information, which is there's a list of people with percentages beside their name and things they might have done, which means there's probably more people in this game. And it talks about their occupation or who they are, I guess. And in Alice's predicament, they're seen as a murderer, but they're estranged to Rico. Should we say there's still something? But I don't know. Like, we'll try it. We'll try see if there's anything. We don't have time to resolve every question. Other than Rico and Alice, what has me curious is the names and occupation where I found the paper. The names and occupation. Where did we find the paper? The names and occupation. I'm trying to remember where we found the paper. We can only choose one of these answers. The names and occupation, so the names on the list. Where I found the paper. I think like the names don't make me as curious, because unless we're talking about the actual reasoning of why they would be on that paper, where I found the paper sounds kind of curious, but I'm not sure. Oh yeah, maybe like, because then we can say like who would have ripped it, right? I wonder why I found my scrap paper in the red room. Honestly, I don't remember. Was that in the room to start with, or did I bring it there while in a panic? I doubt Alice would lie at this point. Yeah, at this stage, I totally get where Sarah's coming from with that. No helping. We should move on to the next topic. Okay, that's fine. Well then, Miss Now, please give us your justification. And we're progressing everything forward as well. I see a lot of that's illogical about Now's actions. Illogical, eh? Aren't you curious what she was up to in the kitchen holding the box of Mishima? Tell me what you're doing then, Miss Now. Because of the body collection announcement, I went into a panic. I took the box and just sat and hid in the kitchen. I didn't even touch anything in the room. I know I troubled you a lot. It's okay. It's honestly okay. And I understand that, like, now we have to walk a line between protecting people here, but also figuring out, like, you know, who's going to be decided to go up for this final vote. But I still want Now to be okay. But I didn't want to lose him. After everyone else, I inspected the kitchen and found no signs of any trickery. So Kai is saying, as someone who, like, seems to be used to a kitchen, perhaps she truly was just hiding. Okay, so I think we're going to end this video here, and we're going to come back in the next one and do more of this whole trial, or this whole situation here. This is really, really, really fun. And again, it's also like, there's a lot of tension there. There's a lot of like fear going into this. But then again, it's one of those things where like that anxiety that we feel as we're doing this, and that tension and that whole like feeling of like, oh my God, what are we going to do here, is part of the reason why there's like a bite to this mini game, right? It's not just a mini game that like is fun. It is fun, like figuring out evidence and talking to people and getting information. But obviously, like, you know, the bite, as I like to say with certain things, the bite to it is that these are like real people, real lives within the game, of course. But we always like treat people like real people in the games, no matter what. So like these are people that are, they all want to live, right? They want other people in the group, different people to live. Some people might have their own ulterior motives. Some people might have their own trickery going on. We can't trust absolutely everybody, but also at the same time too, we don't want to suspect absolutely everybody. So there's so many different like dynamics going on in this whole thing that makes like us like asking these questions, putting people against each other, doing these different debates. It's like this thing where it's like, yeah, this type of like mechanic is fun, but like it's the added thing of like our decisions are literally going to end up with someone dying here. Potentially minimum two people are going to die here. And that to me is like something that is terrifying. But it's hard not to say like this is just like a really enjoyable experience in terms of the actual mechanics, because I come from like the Danganronpa Ace Attorney world, which I love, like the idea of like getting evidence and putting it together and realizing something is amiss. I really am enjoying it, but it's also, of course, a thing where, yeah, there's a lot of anxiety there and a lot of like fear of what could happen to these characters. And they're such interesting characters, so whenever they're like, you know, arguing back and forth, it actually makes for like a really interesting watch as well at the same time too. Yeah, there's a lot of stuff that goes into it there as well. We have a lot of stuff that went on in this episode. The biggest thing obviously was the big game and people pushing us into the game, us getting pushed into the game. Because obviously the game itself is so full of drama already and so kind of terrifying, and it's changing people's like the way they would act usually. Kotaro is very scared. I can tell he's scared. And I want to chalk it up to fear as well, because while he's a big, gigantic guy, I do also think that it's an interesting dynamic to also then to have him be the guy that's kind of like very nervous about stuff, because he's like accusing people left and right. Not accusing people, but he's kind of like saying like, this person should go, this person should go. Maybe because he feels like someone has to do it. Maybe because he's feeling that like it's one of those things where he wants those people to fight for it. Because I think even he's saying like, I'll do it then. Fine, you can pick me instead then. Because I think that like there's an element to it when he wants Jin to fight back. He wants Kana to fight back. He wants Now to fight back. But that doesn't change the fact that I still stand by what I said when like this Gin's a kid. Sorry, Gin's a kid. Gin is a kid. And regardless of like how much we need him to, you know, say the truth, which again, in the end, we did kind of like push him into like the best situation. It's also like a thing where like, no matter what, we're not picking him. Like, there's no matter what, right? This kid is a kid, right? And so like at the end of this day, he is off limits for any of our votes ever. He's off limits. Kana is also someone I do not want to vote for because I want to make it to a situation where she actually is happier in life, right? And when now as well, I also feel that same way where I want her to be happy. But then again, that's what makes this game so interesting, because then if I go, okay, I want to protect Rico. I want to protect Gin. I want to protect Joe. I want to protect Now. I want to protect Khan. I want to protect, I want to protect all these characters. What happens then is then you're basically saying, even though this isn't what you want it to mean, right? Like if you choose a team of 5 people for a game of tag or a game of football or whatever, like 5 versus 5 football, you pick 5 people. Even though you would have wanted the other 5 on your team as well, you're telling the other 5, you're not the ones I picked. You know what I mean? It's regardless of what the intent is. Like, it's not like I'm saying I don't want Katara to survive or I don't want Keiji to survive. But that's the outcome where one of them will die. Possibly 2 of them will die. You know what I mean? Or, well, no, it's 2 people will die. But you know what I'm saying? It's like one of those situations where, like, no matter what, 2 people are going to die. And the people I don't vote for, even if I don't have the intent to kill them, it will end up with a higher chance of them dying. That's just factual. And that's what we have to think about as we're doing all this stuff too. The way they framed all the characters' discussions, I think, is just so well done in terms of character writing. Like, you have Kana, who, like, clearly has something to hide in some ways, shape, or form. She's has an interaction with So that's so interesting to me as well. Now that So is also lying through his teeth in this too, which again, I know maybe people are going to be saying, it's not that I'm naive. I'm suspecting there's something going on with So and Kana, right? 110%. But I also want to say too that in these mini games of like a death mini game, someone lying to survive isn't going to be like a deal breaker in like a situation, because it's like sometimes your instincts set in, right? Sometimes and again, I want to make it clear as well, like, of course we're gonna have to judge people for their actions in this game. It's not just we can't just always do like, oh well, like it's a mini game, it's a death game, so you get away with it. But there's certain things where it's like, okay, Soul lied to me. He did lie to me. But also the same thing too, if I had to like find some like avenue on the other side of this, I could say he's thinking about like, I can't die in here. I have to, live. And again, a death game is going to make people choose different things and make different choices. Now, that doesn't mean that down the line, let's say Suo lies again and does something that like gets someone like horribly killed. It's still the fault of people who organize this, but that doesn't change the fact that I still have to be like, that was awful. You know what I mean? We still have to judge people for those situations. As I've done before, as you guys have seen me play Danganronpa when there was death games, we will respect people for the choices they make under duress and under stressful situations, but judge people also for horrible actions, right? Not saying this is horrific. It's like he lied like in a game of Werewolf, but again, it's still life or death, right? I hope you get what I'm saying. They did a really good job with the Now characterization. She first stepped up and defended us, first of all, but then also like had to like then be defended in some ways too, and is now very nervously going to be probably explaining why she was in the kitchen or what she was doing in the kitchen in some ways too. The way they handled the Gin, Rico, Alice situation was also really well done. Like, having this child obviously be very standoffish for like a very specific reason, but also like he's a kid. So you have this character like Katara who's clearly scared and wants like, this to kind of be pushed forward in a way because someone's going to die. Him kind of like being a little bit aggressive with Gin, leading to Gin being a little bit more standoffish. And then us having to come in and be like, Gin, you can't lie. And it's something as well that I think it's so important where like, whilst we want to protect this kid and we will protect this kid no matter what, we also want to let him know that, hey, for all of us to get along in this place, we need you kind of to tell the truth as well, So if you could please tell us the truth, then we can. And again, we didn't phrase it that way. We were like, you can't lie, And in the end, it turned out okay because Gin told the truth and he was much better off for it. And he was way better off for it. And I think what's so great about it is that like, it felt like an actual kid was dealing with this, right? This kid found a piece of paper that incriminated Sarah, that looked like very incriminating Sarah, and decided to hide it. It's a very kid-like thing to be like, I don't want my big sis to be blamed for this, right? Not understanding the ramifications, not understanding how there could be nuance, just being like, I do not want him to be blamed for this. I don't want him to be blamed for this. So he hides the piece of paper. But he's then torn between the idea of like, my other big sis, Reiko, is getting shouted at, and now she's being called a liar, versus my other sister could be called a murderer. So he's like stuck between these two things here. But in the end, he was able to like, prove everything was like okay in the end. And then we also found out through that Reiko and Alice are siblings. And Alice said that they murdered someone. And again, I know it's one of those things where it sounds like I'm like, running defense for you. It's not defense for me to be like, I want to hear out Suo in the future from his lying, right? And want to hear his perspective from his lying and why he's lying. You know what I mean? It's not running defense to be like, I want to hear what the situation was surrounding the murder that Alice did. That's not running defense or being unfairly kind of like, defending people for the sake of it. To me, that is just saying that what I would want to do in this situation, which is like, understand where they're coming from. Was it a situation where they were defending themselves? Was it a situation where it was like a horrible accident? Who knows? With Suo, like, is Suo lying because they're manipulating Kana and then also they want to now manipulate the whole group? Or are they lying because they just want to survive? There's so many things that goes into it, and I think it's totally okay to be like, okay, for now, we stay safe and we don't be naive and we kind of keep everyone at like an arm's distance while also keep people close at the same time too. But also we have to be understanding of life situations and all the situations that are going on here too. It's like a double-edged sword. We have to keep people at arm's distance while also never pushing people away too much. I think that's the way we have to approach this game, and I'm going to continue to approach the game like that. You know what I mean? We're trying to understand where everyone's coming from. We didn't condemn now, which it's very different for now to like, traumatically take a head versus someone murdering. Obviously, it's very different. But we have to like, look at it from all different perspectives, right? 110%. But yeah, it's really well done how they're like doing all these discussions. I thought they like moved on from the Alice Rico thing very quickly, but like they did explain it. They were like, hey, we don't have like a lot of time here. We can deal with this later, which I think in that situation, would I do that too? Maybe in real life too, if like find out two people were siblings and I went, okay, grand, but we have limited time here. Let's deal with this in a bit, right? Don't need to deal with this now. And I think we all do that in life sometimes when things are like kind of like going wrong and you're like, I cannot deal with this right now. Like, for example, like, I don't know, something happens where like a spill happens. Not a spill because you want to clean up a spill right away or it's going to leave like a big stain. But like something happens where you're like, not right now. Okay, I have to deal with this. You know what I mean? Especially in a limited time frame. So yeah, I think they're handling all that really well. There's like a great tension to this game. The characters are all so well written. Their inputs are always like very like tailored to their characters themselves. Like the way Katara talks is so different from the way Reiko talks. The way Reiko talks is so different from the way that So talks. The way So talks is so different from the way Sarah talks. They all talk so differently. They all have such varied personalities as well. I'm gonna be in love with the dynamic between So and Sarah because it's very clear that first of all he's lying, right? He is blatantly lying. And second of all, now he's calling Sarah a liar. So we have this situation where now, as I said earlier, the dynamic is, now that we stepped up and said we're the Keymaster, he knows we're the Keymaster. Because I don't think Solo thinks we're a liar, right? He doesn't think we're a liar, right? So he's thinking now in his mind, and that's what's going to be so interesting to me, he's going to be like, I have to survive, but to survive, so does she have to survive, right? And we can also ascertain stuff by saying he's not the sacrifice. Because the sacrifice is not going to call himself the Keymaster, right? Because the sacrifice would want to die. Right? If they want to. But then again, yeah, they would want to because no matter what, the sacrifices are either going to be picked and then survive or not picked and then they die. So no matter what, he's not the sacrifice. So what we know now is he's not the sacrifice. We're the Keymaster. And that's two people we know right away. Right away. But there's suspicion that Kana could be the sacrifice because the way she's acting. But that's the thing about it as well, though, is if it is a deal that they made between So and Kana, that means So would maybe have to know that she's the sacrifice, or maybe even told everyone to say that, like, it could have been a situation where, like, she's so down in her life that maybe, again, I'm only looking at what could have happened. They were suspicious of So being like, hey, maybe So said to her, hey, say that you're the sacrifice and die, and you can go see your sister. And then, right? And then the sacrifice will die, which is not him. So then everyone survives. It's a way to survive. But is So that cruel to be like, hey, go see your sister? You know what I mean? Like, is he that bad? You know? I don't know. But we know he's a liar in the baseline. We know he lied in this situation. We know that. But we have to deal with whatever like the consequences of those lies happen in the future as well. It's such an interesting game, and it's so many interesting characters. I love the dynamic that we're going on here again, as I said, with Sarah and So. I love the Gin and Sarah relationship. It's so sweet how he's so lovable and he looks up to her so freaking much. I think it's also an interesting like thing they added to having Rico and the Alice thing happen now, where both of them are kind of estranged. We have Kana being like, you know, someone who wants to be picked now, who like is going to desperately try and defend herself. Joe, who's still being very cheerful from the outside and being very supportive of us as well. And Kai's giving some insight too at times too. And also Kataro's very scared and kind of being very pushy with a lot of situations. So you have all these different like little tiny things happening throughout the whole thing, which again shows off the personalities in a great way, while also making us all the time at every single moment entertained, because we get to like constantly be on our toes of like, oh, what's he gonna say? What are they gonna say? What are they gonna do? Oh, if they clash, what it's gonna be like, you know? We have to think on our toes all the time of everyone's personality, you know? Really, really, really cool stuff, and it makes the game so enjoyable. Guys, if you want to see these videos early, you can see them on YouTube members or on Patreon for €1 or whatever's in your currency. It's the lowest tier on both. If you want to see your name in the text credits going by right now, that is €10 or whatever is in your currency. And if you want to get your name read out verbally, it's the €15 tier or whatever's in your currency in both YouTube members and on Patreon as well. And I will read out those names right now, starting off with the patrons at the highest tier, that being Ty Pharaoh 2, Jamie Bull, Janet the Banana, The Ghost of Idazuma, Felicious Felix, Yuld, Anusta, Assassin, True Vita Butter, Peter Shelson, Leon, Heike Sperian, Jared Beanham, Neo Shourite, Leah 200, Malcolm Kunde, and then at the highest tier of my YouTube members, Royal Gamer 7, Blasco, and Musanagi. See you guys soon. Bye bye.